In 1999, someone offered to buy Google for $750,000. They said no. Today, Google is worth $2.3 trillion. And right now, as you watch this video, Google is processing 99,000 searches every single second. This is the full story. Let's go. 1998, Stanford University, a shared dorm room. Two PhD students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, are obsessed with one idea. What if you could rank web pages by how many other pages link to them? Professor Andy Bechtolsheim listens to their pitch for 10 minutes. He doesn't wait for a business plan. He writes a check for $100,000, made out to Google Inc. There was one problem. Google Inc. didn't exist yet. They had to rush to open a bank account to cash it. Blue, 1999. Excite CEO George Bell flies to Stanford. He offers to buy Google for $750,000. Page and Brin ask for $1 million. Bell refuses. They shake hands and walk away. He later called it the worst decision in tech history. Within 5 years, Google was worth $23 billion. For the want of $250,000, Excite lost everything.
2000, Google launches AdWords. The idea? Let businesses pay to appear in search results. It sounds simple. It was revolutionary. AdWords generates over $200 billion per year today. It turned a search engine into the most profitable advertising machine in human history, and it was launched with almost no fanfare. 2001, the dot-com bubble explodes. Yahoo, AltaVista, Ask Jeeves all collapse or shrink overnight. Google survives because AdWords was generating real revenue. While every competitor disappeared, Google was left with no competition in the most important category on the internet. The crash was Google's greatest gift. 2004, Google goes public, but not in the usual way. Instead of letting Wall Street banks set the price, they use a Dutch auction so ordinary people can buy at IPO too. Stock price, $85 per share. Market cap, $23 billion. Page and Brin become billionaires instantly. And in the IPO letter, they write something no CEO had ever written before. Google is not a conventional company. We do not intend to become one.
2006, a 19-month-old video platform with no revenue is on the market. Google pays $1.65 billion in stock to buy it. Wall Street calls it reckless, irresponsible, too much for a startup. YouTube now generates over $30 billion per year, the greatest acquisition bargain in the history of technology. 2008, Google launches Android, a mobile operating system, and gives it away for free. Every phone manufacturer in the world could use it at zero cost. Today, Android runs on 72% of all smartphones on Earth, over 3 billion active devices. Free was the strategy, because every Android phone runs Google Search. 2011, Larry Page takes back the CEO role from Eric Schmidt. He immediately kills dozens of products. Google Buzz, Google Wave, Null. Focuses everything on Search, Android, YouTube, and Chrome. Then, quietly, he begins funding a team working on something called deep learning. That quiet decision would become Google Gemini a decade later. 2015, Larry Page makes a shocking announcement. Google is now a subsidiary of a new holding company called Alphabet. Waymo, DeepMind, Verily, Wing, Google X, each moonshot becomes its own company. Page says, Google is not a conventional company. We do not intend to become one. Wall Street is confused. Then they realize it's brilliant. Market cap, $500 billion. 2018, Alphabet crosses $1 trillion. Google Maps, 1 billion monthly users. Gmail, 1.8 billion accounts. YouTube, 2 billion monthly users. Google Chrome, 65% of all internet browsers. Android, 3 billion devices.
Google wasn't just a search engine anymore. It was the infrastructure of the entire internet. November 2022, OpenAI launches ChatGPT. For the first time in history, people ask, could AI replace Google search? Alphabet stock falls 40% from its peak. Ad revenue slows. Growth decelerates. Inside Google, a code red is declared. The company that had pioneered AI research was suddenly losing the AI narrative to a startup.
2023, Google launches Gemini, its most powerful AI model. AI overviews integrated into search, Bard launched. Stock recovers 60% in a single year. Cloud revenue surges. Waymo expands to multiple cities. Google proved the world wrong, again. They had been building AI for a decade before ChatGPT. They just hadn't shown it. 2024. Alphabet crosses $2.3 trillion. Google Cloud, $40 billion per year. AI overviews, 1 billion users. YouTube Shorts, 70 billion daily views. Waymo, fully autonomous robotaxis in multiple US cities. From a $100,000 check written to a company that didn't exist yet, to $2.3 trillion. 26 years. 2 students, 1 dorm room. Google was offered for $750,000. They said no. The dot-com crash wiped out every competitor. Google survived. ChatGPT threatened to end the search era. Google fought back. Larry Page once wrote, "If you're not doing some things that are crazy, then you're doing the wrong things." From a dorm room to organizing the world's information. Subscribe to Organigraph. New journey every Tuesday and Thursday. Comment below. Tesla, Meta Facebook, or Microsoft next?